Good morning and happy Monday. This is Cassa Fox. I am doTERRA Silver and also personal assistant to Emily and John Pfeiffer. Emily is traveling in Japan today and asked me to hop on here and share some mindset tools. We've been doing a lot on Skill Up and a lot of practicing conversations and everything. And by this time, you might be experiencing some opposition. You might be experiencing some like, oh, I'm so tired kind of feelings. And so we haven't been doing a lot of mindset. So she wanted me to share a little bit of our transformation in our family. And so I am so happy to do that. Let me share my screen. So our theme in our family is change your life, change your story. And we're going to talk about simple mindset tools that you can implement today to become a rock star at network marketing. Now, everyone on this call is muted. So if you would like to share, just unmute yourself and then mute yourself again so we can have a nice clean recording. So why do we focus on mindset and network marketing? Why do we do this? Vanessa, will you just share a little bit of why you've been to a lot of Tony Robbins stuff? And so why do we talk about this? Why is it so important? Vanessa. Vanessa, you're muted. Maybe she had to step away. Well, so why we focus on network marketing, why we focus on mindset and network marketing is people are buying us, right? They're not buying our product or whatever product we have, they are buying us. And so that is why we talk about network mindset and network marketing. So there's this mindset of it being an entrepreneur versus an employee. An employee, right? We're working for a person. We are waiting for someone else to tell us what to do. And when we are waiting for someone else to tell us what to do, that's just a little bit of different energy than an entrepreneur. The entrepreneur is excited, is going forth, is innovative, has lots of ideas, and has to be a leader. And so that's the difference. So you have a leader versus a follower. And that's what we are trying to become, is we're trying to become leaders. So I want to hear your story. Trisha, is that you? I think you're muted, Trisha. Hi. Hey, Trisha.
Hey, sorry. Oh, Cassa?
Oh, hey, Vanessa.
Great.
Are you back?
Sorry, I was there the whole time. I just couldn't figure out how to unmute myself.
Sorry. Well, I just like to
hear. Do you still want me to answer?
Well, I have another question for you. I would like to hear from you and Trisha about what is one thing mindset-wise that you have put into your life that has made a big change. Just take a minute or so, just what that was and the difference it made.
You know, I don't think there's really one big change that you can make. And you and I have talked about this. The mindset is almost like a diet. If you eat one healthy meal, that's not going to change the way your body feels. You have to make continuous choices throughout the day to nourish and strengthen your body in the way that you want to live your life. If you want to have a healthy, athletic body that has tons of energy and is toned and is free of cancer, you have to make continuous choices and continuous decisions to say no to the things that will harm your body. And it's no different for the mindset. In my opinion, there's just not one fix that you can do. It has to be a conscious choice to choose the thoughts you let linger in your mind, to choose the ones which you want to hold on to, and then very consciously decide the ones that you want to feed, the ones that you want to put in your brain, and the ones that you want to express. And what we have discussed as well is it's really like driving on a road. Yes, you can put on your cruise control and just head straight, but for the most part, you have to still hold on to your steering wheel. You have to make those minute adjustments on the way that you want to go, and you have to stay vigilant because something can come out of nowhere without any expectation that you have to be ready for. And it's being ready and being aware that something might come up that would really throw us off. That really is, to me, the recipe for success. It's small, minute adjustments along the way and a conscious decision to live the kind of life you want to live.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's not one little thing. It's lots of different things. And I have some things to share today. Trisha, what's one thing, you're an incredible personal trainer and athlete. What's a mindset tool that you use?
Well, the one thing that I use, in this may sound a little silly in this call, but I try to push love physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually out onto other people. So your heart chakra is green. So when you think about your heart chakra and taking that love that you have and pushing it onto other people, it changes your perception of people. And when you do that, it physically changes your view of them. And if you can take that, so this is my job. I am a personal trainer. And so to be able to push love and to share love with them. And I know that maybe sounds really silly and it doesn't seem business minded at all, but that's what I do. And it helps me.
Oh, it's all business minded, right? It's all about business, even as weird and fluffy as it sounds. And I've got some things that I'm going to share that are going to sound kind of weird and sound kind of fluffy. And like, I don't understand that at all. But it's really has helped push so much momentum into our family and success. Thank you so much for sharing those things. I wanted to share my story a little bit. This is taken back in 2007. Before I even met my husband, I was going through a divorce, and I went back to school to BYU, Idaho. And this is my favorite picture. This is my friends from college and that were there for me and everything. And we were performing the Tree of Life oratorio at the Bravenel Hall. And I was so happy. I was making so many changes. I was healing my heart, Trisha. I was doing all of that. And then I got married to the love of my life, just a wonderful, wonderful person, and had a son, and went downhill. You know, I always wanted to be a mother. And when I became a mother, it was not what I thought it was going to be. He was crying all the time. He was angry. I could never do anything right. My husband had some old baggage that he needed to take care of. I had some old baggage I needed to take care of. But I wanted to go back to this life, in my very clean apartment where everything was in order, where I was in control of my schedule. I was in control of my life. I was in control of what I was doing. And now, I'm not showing my table because it's a little bit out of order right now. And so I had to come back. I had to come back to this girl because this picture shows so much happiness to me, shows the prime of my life, the shape of my life, loved what I was doing. And I fell into this huge slump and I didn't know how to get out of it. And so November 2014, I vividly remember sitting on my couch thinking, enough. Man, I grew up in Europe. I grew up going to Paris every summer and Italy every summer. I had such a wonderful life, so much culture, so much change. And now I'm sitting in Grand Junction, Colorado, and I'm doing nothing. We are literally doing nothing. And I was done. I was over it. So I want to share with you today what I've implemented from November of 2014 and how it's changed my life. But first, I had a lot of opposition because my husband was totally not on board. He was chronically sick at the time. And I was always just waiting for him. I was waiting for him to make the change, as leader of our home and everything. But I was done. I was done waiting for somebody else to change. And so I went first. And did these changes that you're about to see. And then, about a year later, he and I went to a course called Master Your Influence there in the Utah Valley, taught by Kirk Duncan. And then he was making these changes. And then let me tell you, girls, it drove me nuts because he would come home from school good afternoon. He was so excited to see everyone. I'm like, oh, too much energy, too much. He went from 0 to 100 just really fast. Also, he was feeling better. This chronic illness was over. So he was feeling better so he could do better, right? And I got really angry. I'm like, don't you be telling me what to do. Don't you? Like, I got my little finger out and everything. I'm like, you need to calm down. You are going overboard. And I had a little come to Jesus moment. Like, Cassie, you've been waiting for this for how long? And now he's doing it. Jump on board. It's kind of weird. So here's some things I implemented. Essential oils, of course, right? Of course. But as we are always sharing essential oils, and that is our business, that is the company that we partnered with, are we really using essential oils personally? And so what I love the emotions book. I love looking at the property wheel. The property wheel sits right next to all of my oils. And I turn it to see which emotion that I am feeling that day. And I find that oil to use and use them on my chakras, put them in my diffuser, and I get going. So essential oils are number one. Seems like a silly answer again, but not, but so powerful because I want to move quicker. I want to move faster, right? One of the things is finishing the conversation. I wonder how many of you have people in your life where you're like, man, if I could go back, I would tell this person X, Y, and Z. But I would never say it to their face because that would be awful to say, right? Or maybe it's a childhood friend. Maybe it's an ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend. Maybe it's a boss. Maybe it's a parent. Maybe it's a sibling. So a super powerful technique that I did first is I invited them into my car, their image, right? Their person. And I would go for a drive. I didn't want to do this in my house because I didn't want the negative energy to get stuck in my house. So I'd go for a drive and I would let it all out. I would tell them everything that I was struggling with, everything that I wanted to say to them, but I never said to them. And then I would finish it with love and forgiveness. And I had a lot of people, I had about 20 people I had to do this with because those relationships were holding me back because what people think about me matters. And at the time, it really mattered at the time. And so I needed to clear all of that negative energy. I had to start with my parents. I had to start with my best friend in high school who was so mean to me and is now living a very opposite life than what we used to live. I'm just trying to help you think of those people. So a really powerful tool is finishing the conversation, getting rid of all of that negative baggage so that we can go forward. Another thing that sounds, I didn't understand at first was putting things in order. So when I was first starting out and Stephanie McGuire said, well, go clean your, I'm like, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do in my business. I'm not reaching what I want to reach. And she said, well, go clean your closet. I'm like, well, that's stupid. Marilee would say, well, go make your bed. Well, that's stupid. I didn't get it. But when we put things in order, we make space in our brain for new. And so last week, Sharice Allred and I, we had a 3-way conversation with her and her husband with someone in Brazil. And she said, I am so scared. I am so scared about this call. I hope it goes well. This could be something really great. And I said, well, go clean your closet. Go clean your closet. And guess what? It went well. And they want to build a business in Brazil. And that's what she said. I'm so glad I cleaned my closet because I was able to put my life in order. I was able to put my thoughts in order and I was able to create space for this. So that is the perfect first place to start is in your closet. So I would just recommend the spot, maybe the hot spot that creates so much angst, like you open that closet door to the linen closet and it all kind of falls out on you. I don't know if any of you have one of those. I used to have one of those. Take it out, put it in order. Great things will come when you put it in order. So that's another thing that my family and I implemented. A vision board. I love vision boards because it creates focus. In a vision board, Kirk Duncan has 9 things. And so a lot of times you've seen that. You've seen 9 things. Well, he's recently changed that to like 3 or 4 things because it's so much. When we have a vision board, we can have something on there that's a great idea that we want to achieve. So let's say at the rank of silver. I want to be silver. So I'm going to put it up there on my board. But then what it's going to do, it's going to help me drop down the steps, right? Okay, well, to be silver, I need 3 elites. Okay, well, in those 3 elites, are they business partners? Who are that? And then we draw it down step by step, and then we can work backwards. So whatever your goal is that you want to put up there, a money goal, a health goal, a business goal, that's what I personally do. Health, business, and then actually I do health, business, and then something personal for me. Someplace maybe I want to go or I want to do with my family. And then I work backwards. We did that with Disneyland, something that seems so arbitrary to me, something that seems so expensive and out of reach. And we just figured it out. How much is it going to cost? When is the best time to go? We just figured it all out. And then we made the plan to go. I think there's someone that just needs to hit mute. If you could hit mute, if you're not. So a vision board was one thing that we changed. So if you don't have a vision board, that is a great thing to do. You can do a board like this that you see here, or it could be easy as sticky notes on your mirror in your bathroom. So a lot of times when we are working in network marketing, we have a lot of old stories. We have a lot of bad things in our head. One of the old stories was from my mother, who said, network marketing is awful. I would never do network marketing. I hate network marketing. That was one story I had to change. The other story I had to change is I just don't have time. I don't have time with, add one more thing to my plate. So these are 2 declarations that I created for myself. I have an abundance of time. I am a creator of all things, and I partner with my God to create miracles, because I didn't feel like I was a great creator. And so also when people talk to me, when people are saying, hey, Cassa, how are you doing? Oh, I'm all right. That is not a good declaration. I am great. I am great. When people ask me, Cassa, how are you? I am great. Even if I don't feel great, right? Even if I'm not feeling very good inside, I say, I am great. And then bye, Mare. Oh, Mare, you have something to say? Oh, raise your hand. Okay, unmute yourself.
I say I used to say I'm crazy busy, and now I say I'm well planned and well organized.
Oh, that's awesome, because then you're retraining those voices, because a lot of times people do ask, and I'm like, I am just crazy today. I am feeling crazy. Well, how is that attracting the right amount of people? People don't want to be with people that are crazy. People don't want to be with people that are disorganized. They want to be with people like Marilee, who is well planned. It's a true story. Music. All right. So a lot of times declarations can feel a little weird to say for people. Sometimes they're hard. But oh my goodness, what about music? Singing these songs at the top of your lungs. And this is a list of some of my favorites that I love to raise my energy with. So if you are struggling with raising your energy, or you have someone on your team who is struggling with raising their energy, they're just kind of like a little Eeyore moment, right? Oh my gosh, let's turn on some songs. Here, get this right now. Brave by Sarah Bareilles. Let's turn it on right now and let's dance. I'm like, that feels so weird. I know, but we have to get our bodies moving. We have to get our circulation moving. We have to get our blood pumping, and we have to retrain our brain on what is good. And so music, dancing, and singing really will raise your energy. So here's just a list of mine. I would love to see yours. We used to post on our EO Masterminds page, post your goals for the month and post the song that goes with it. I would like to get back to that personally. I'm going to post mine for March, and my March song on what that's going to be. And that would be really fun to hear from you as well. So that's another thing that we did is, we're a very musical family, but music as a form of declarations, that is one thing we absolutely changed. Books. I listened to this. I wish I saved it. But this man did this webinar on books. And he said, when you are reading a book, you are building an army around you. You are getting their best. So when you are reading, the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, you are getting Maxwell's best. When you are reading the Big Leap, you are getting his best. When people write a book, they take their best. Right now I'm reading Rene Browns. I can't remember the title exactly, but it's on imperfection, the art of imperfection or the love of imperfection or something. So that's what I'm getting her best. She puts all of her research into before she writes a book. So then I imagine that when I say I don't know something, right? I go and I find a book. I listen to a book, I read a book, and now I'm building an army. And you are getting the Maxwell's behind you and the Rene Browns behind you, and whatever spiritual book you're reading, you're getting those prophets behind you, and you are getting this army of knowledge that you can use to help other people. Such a powerful tool. Before, I love to read fiction. Of course, I love to read fiction, but I always am in a book on self-help, on motivation, on whatever it is. And right now, it's Rene Browns on imperfection. Take a time out. I just saw this and I was like, I want to go there. I want to have a time out at this place. Sometimes I'm feeling frazzled. Sometimes I'm feeling emotional. Sometimes I just need to take a time out and dive into and accept these emotions. Now, my timeouts used to look like months. They used to then look like weeks when I started implementing some of these things. Then they turned into days. And now I can turn it around in a matter of an hour, or depending on what it is, a minute. Sometimes I just need to take a time out and go watch some mindless Hulu, right? Watch a little Grey's Anatomy or something. Sometimes I need to take a time out and really just go for a walk and connect with nature. But I just listen, or sometimes I just need to go take a nap. Yesterday after church, I just needed to take a nap. And so take a time out. Just really, I think if we always push things down, especially as moms and as women, all of this stuff comes up and we just shove it down, we shove it down, we shove it down. And we don't take a time to really let it come out. And so when I am feeling those heightened emotions, I pause and say, Mama needs a time out. And a lot of times it's going on and watching funny videos on YouTube and just laughing. Sometimes it's just being quiet and meditating. Sometimes it's calling Marilee and crying, be like, my life is awful. And she is such a great person to listen and empathize. And so if you have a girlfriend like that, that you can call. Vanessa met me for lunch. It was last minute. I was in Pleasant Grove. It's like, you want to meet for lunch right now? She's like, sure, I'll meet you right now. And so have a little army of friends. Know who those friends are. I'm not going to call this other friend who's like, Cassie, you're so stupid. I'm not going to call her. She's not supportive when I need to take a little time out. So honor that moment. The last thing that I want to talk about is, which wall are you against? Are you like the girl that's on the floor and you're feeling like the same story keeps repeating itself? I keep finding the same kind of people in my business. No one is showing up. No one is doing it. You say these same things over and over and over again. That is because you are leaning against the wall of comfort. It is comfortable. You know how it feels. You know what's going to happen. I know when I do this, I'm going to get this, right? That's exactly what happens when you're leaning against the wall. But what if you got up and you pushed against the other wall? It's going to be uncomfortable. It's not going to feel good. You're going to be flexing some muscles that you didn't know you had. But then on the other side of that wall, when you keep pushing, it's change. It's a new story. And that's what I want to create. That's what I want to find. I don't want to keep creating the story of the girl who doesn't do anything or go anywhere. I want to go and be the person who does and who creates change. So which stories do you keep recycling? Just kind of take a mental thought. You don't need to say it out loud. Just mentally think, which stories keep recycling in your head? How often do you have a negative thought? Where are you spending the bulk of your time? Are you spending the bulk of your time on your couch? Or just gossiping with your girlfriends? Or are you out there serving and doing good and reading good books and filling your bucket? What does your closet look like right now? What does your home look like right now? Is it a lot of chaos? Or is it nice in order? What can you do today to put it in order? Do you have any unresolved relationships that you need to finish the conversation with? I would recommend picking one of these things that really resonated with you. Perhaps it's from Trisha's and just loving people out. Perhaps it's from Vanessa, who makes small little corrections on her road. And now we got to hear from Marilee, because she was on the phone earlier. And what does Marilee, what do you do in your life that made a big change?
Sorry, I was on the phone with my daughter-in-law, who was telling me that she just dropped my son Asher off for his first day back at work after his brain surgery. And so I'm sorry, I just had to hear that. But okay, so, and thank you for your prayers, everybody. One of the things that has helped me so much is to imagine myself, because I have a lot of negative voices in my head, all the time. And I always, whenever I say declarations and read good books and push against the wall and all of those things, no matter what, I have negative thoughts coming and saying, who do you think you are? How dare you? No one wants to work with you. No one wants to hear what you have to say. I'm just over and over again. And I keep wondering when this is going to stop, because I've been doing this kind of mindset for almost 4 years now. And, but I just realized that I have tools to battle them. So I recognize them more, I think, and they never stop. But Anne Washburn actually taught me this. I told her, I said, I just keep hearing, you're such a liar. You're such a liar. You're such a liar. This is so fake. So she said, imagine yourself, you're in a car and you're sitting there at a stop sign. Your engine is running, your hands are on the steering wheel, and you've pushed the brakes and you were at a stop sign. She said, if you flip your blinker and choose to turn right, is that a lie? No, that's a choice. And why would you turn right? Because you want to get to a new place. So imagine yourself at the stop sign. Your engine is running, your hands are on the steering wheel, you flip your blinker and you turn left. Is that a lie? No, it's not. It's a choice, because you are choosing whatever's at the end of the road. And that one thing, that imagining myself at a stop sign and choosing a different outcome, I am in control, and it's not a lie. And all of those voices that say, who do you think you are to turn right? It's like, well, I'm me, because I want a different thing. And then another thing that I added to that is that God cannot guide, or God cannot move a parked car. He can't direct a parked car. Even if you're only moving millimeters or inches at a time, that's better, because God can actually help you move. So those are some of the things, of course, among many, and you've hit on so many of them. But anyway, sorry, Kate.
Oh, I really like that, because sometimes it does feel fake. And it takes a long time when you make a lot of changes in your life, or you start a new business. It takes a while for people to believe you. The law of the buy-in, it just takes a long time for that. And I just really like that when we're consistent and when we keep going, it's a choice. I'm not lying to you. It's a choice. I really like that, Marilee. Thank you for changing that.
You're welcome.
To wrap this up, I'm so grateful for this chance to collect all of these thoughts into one thing. I'm so grateful for those of you that are on the call, and those of you that will be listening later, that this is a business of self-improvement. And one of the most beautiful things that has come from me from being a part of this doTERRA journey is that I have become better. And because I have become better, I'm attracting better. I used to attract people who complained a lot and had a lot of problems and a lot of issues. And now I attract people who are wanting to become better, who are wanting to do better, who are wanting to change their lives and not just talk about changing their life. And it is all because on this journey with doTERRA and using essential oils and using all of these skills to improve my mindset. So any other comments or questions or anything as we're wrapping this up? Well, thank you so much for being on today. And I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear from you on our page, on your favorite songs and your favorite music, and what it is that you are doing to power yourself up. Have such a great day.
Thanks, Cassa.
Thank you, Cassa.
Thanks. You're welcome. See you.